My love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my power over the mountains. I send my power over the sea. I send my power into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send peace over the mountains. I send peace over the sea. I send peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. And it returns to me. And it returns to me.
Thank you, Ken. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Good morning to everyone here this morning. And good morning to all you Zoomies. Do we have Zoomies today? We do have Zoomies today. Thank you for joining us today at the Unity Spiritual Center in the Rockies. My name is River Hansen, and I'm your platform assistant today. And it's so great with the deep snow and the weather we've had lately to see all your beautiful faces here today. Look around at each other and look at this light, this beauty, this grace, this love. Our musician today, we all know from past visits, is Ken Jansen. He performs regularly here, so welcome back, Ken. And our guest speaker today is our very own Reverend Rose Salcetti, who is a member here at Unity Spiritual Center. And her talk today, is that based on Eric Butterworth or something different? Okay. So just so you know, Rose grew up here in Colorado Springs. She's a Colorado Springs native. She attended Corpus Christi and St. Mary's High School. Her family studied Silva mind control and became transcendental meditators when she was just a teenager. She received a Bachelor of Arts degree in communications from UCCS, and she minored in anti-racism studies and public administration. She worked for the American Cancer Society for 18 years as a director of programs and services for cancer patients throughout southwestern Colorado. She later graduated with a master's degree in consciousness studies in 2009 and became an ordained minister in 2011 as an Ernest Holmes Institute graduate. She has been a spiritual counselor as a trained practitioner of religious science for 35 years. She was the director of both pastoral care and youth and family ministries at the Center for Spiritual Living in Castle Rock. She enjoyed teaching classes in meditation and spiritual foundations. She was an interim minister at the Centers for Spiritual Living in Colorado Springs, and she also led the pastoral care program at Stratmore Hills Church. She is currently here at Unity Spiritual Center in the care ministry team as a leader and a committee member of the Sacred Women's Circle in the Rockies. And she is a member of our spiritual community now. Her personal mission is to creatively in the ministry of God's service through the golden heart of the divine. Welcome, Reverend Rose. And now we get to read our mission statement. We are an inclusive spiritual community where we recognize and express our oneness with our Creator and all creation. Visitors, for those of you who are here for the first or second time, we welcome you. We look forward to supporting you in any way we can on your spiritual journey. Please make sure to see one of our ushers to pick up a visitor form and return it to our usher or our office administrator. And if you like, after the service, we meet in Friendship Hall for food and coffee and tea and great conversation. I hope you join us there. All right, the flowers. Aren't they beautiful? Yes. They were provided by our Debbie Lacey in honor of her husband David's Irish heritage. If you would like to bring in flowers to share for our Sunday service, please sign up on our bulletin board. Thank you, Marley, for your hosting of today's meditation. It's been moved to our meditation library prayer space and is every Sunday from 9:20 to 9:40. And if you would like to lead a meditation, there's a place to sign up on our bulletin board. The Unity Board of Trustees monthly meeting is coming up this Wednesday at 6 o'clock, and you are welcome to attend. If you have something you want to present, please let Luanna Turner or Patricia Yeager know by the end of today so that you can be added to the agenda. And the Board of Trustees annual business meeting is coming up next Sunday, March 24th at noon right here in the sanctuary. The board and Reverend Ariana Platten will present to you several business matters, and all members and non-members are welcome to attend. If you are a member, you can also vote for the 2024-26 board nominees. And if you're not able to make it, please contact Yolanda Holt for an absentee ballot. The trustee nominees for 2024 are Linda Anthony, Debbie Lacey, Todd Smith, and Charlotte Wilson. Their photographs and a little bit about them are all on the bulletin board. The Leap Day pledge request that Reverend Ariana sent out via email on Leap Day, which was February 29th, regarding pledge donations for the Friendship Hall renovation project. She gave 100, and we're looking for congregants to match her donations so we can get to 1,000 and much more. Donations of 100 or more amounts can be submitted until next Sunday, March 24th. And Reverend Ariana will let everyone know on the 24th the pledge count, which is her first day back at Unity as our interim minister. We can clap. We have already received wonderful donations, so please keep them coming. Westside Care Food Pantry and Clothes. March is one of our 4 months annually that our community is asked to provide food, toiletries, clothing for Westside Care. So please see a list of the needed items in the e-blast. And there is a cabinet in the foyer where you can put items if you do not want to bring them to Westside Care. And somebody here will bring them over there. And we have a wonderful fundraiser that is provided to you by our very own Marlee Milner, who's coming up here. I made her come up.
How many of us believe in energy? Energy is everything, and we attract like energy. Well, I have 3 beautiful articles of art that was designed and created by my late husband, and one of them is this beautiful urn, or more appropriately, just a ceramic statuary. I say urn because the top comes off, and it's in 3 pieces. I also have a beautiful inlaid table, marble table, and reflection rug. The rug reflects the table in what used to be the Unitarian's office. So as you go down for goodies afterwards, take a look in the room there. Also, there is a whole description on the bulletin board. So what's going to happen is I've priced these items at gallery prices with the idea that they get into the hands of people who have good energy, because they come from a very good place with lots of energy. Their home was in the healing center that our dear River had downtown. They'd been there for years, not to mention where they had been in Arizona. And they carry energy is what I'm trying to say. They probably went through at least 100 Buddhist meditations. So I believe in energy, and I'd love to have them find their home in the hearts of one of you.
Thank you, Marlene. So please buy them. Our Debbie Lacey is going to be facilitating an 8-week class starting March 26 to explore the science of commonalities among 41 different paths to spiritual transformation, and to explore brain functioning data regarding neurological and emotional benefits of personal spirituality. Look at her. She has the books, so people can look at the textbooks during Friendship Hall. The fee includes the book, so please see the Unity newsletter, pick up a flyer in the foyer, contact Yolanda, and please talk to Debbie. Okay, we have our small group ministry that has 2 great groups, the Metaphysical Group and the Fillmore Mystics. Check out the eBlast newsletter for meeting dates and contact information. Guess who's turning 60? Our Jackie Borg. And she's having a party next Saturday from 11 to 2 in Friendship Hall. Please bring a side dish to share that goes with fried chicken. If you can't bring food, please bring a poem, a story about Jackie, or a picture. I'm going to be crowning her as crone. Your friendship is the best gift, she says. See Donna Grant for more information. The Sacred Women's Full Moon Drumming Circle is scheduled for Monday the 25th from 1:30 to 3, right here in the sanctuary. We're going to be using heart drum, but bring your own drums and come share sacred space. Here comes Richard Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppin', Easter's on its way.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, wait, I forgot something. Some people prefer to give a set amount. That's okay. Depending on the amount of pledges, your hat and tie could be worth quite a large amount of money to our community. If you made a 20-cent pledge and there's 75 hats, bonnets, and ties, wearing your Easter finery would be worth 15 bucks. So we look forward to seeing on Easter Sunday wearing your hats, bonnets, and ties. And P.S., you can wear more than one item. I'll be in the foyer with a pledge sheet and hope you all sign up, and let's make lots of money for the church. Thank you.
Thank you, Easter Bunny Richard. I think last year we made $2,500 or something like that. Big money. So now it's time to move into the heart of our time. I invite you to take a deep breath in. Let it out long and slow. And settle into your seat as we open our hearts and minds to the holy through song.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. I can feel the angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and His grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Good morning. I'm one of your Unity Prayer chaplains here. Before I get going, I just want to let you know I'm reading from the Daily Word. It's amazing. I read it every day. It helps inspire. Oh, is that better? All right. Sorry about that. So the Daily Word, it's great. I'm sure a lot of you get it. If you don't, ask one of us, and I'm sure someone can help you. I will be up here after service to pray, and Linda will be in the back. Now today is Sunday, March 17th, special to a lot of us because it's St. Patty's Day. Today's word is prayer, and it's great. That song just ties right into the word here. I feel the presence and power of God as I pray. So focus on that thought. I feel the presence and power of God as I pray. In the book, The Revealing Word, Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore describes prayer as the most highly accelerated mind action known. This awareness is my comfort and assurance as I release my worldly concerns and feel the presence of God. As I pray, I immerse myself in the silence so I can be still and know. From this place of deep communication, I relax and focus my attention on the divine ideas of love, life, wisdom, strength, and order, which are always mine to claim. As these spiritual truths flourish in my consciousness, thoughts of troubles and worries fade from my mind. In the past, I may have believed prayer was a way of asking God for help and solace. Now I understand it as one of the best ways of helping understand and uplift myself. And then today's verse is Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. And we have that right up there. It's beautiful. Now today we're going to do a little meditation here, focusing on being still and knowing that I am God. So if everyone wants to take a deep breath in, close their eyes, we're going to continue the meditation thoughts. And now I invite you to rest your hands in your laps, close your eyes, and move your attention to your breath. Feel your breath flowing in and out. Breathe in light, love. Then, as you exhale, let go of any tension or concern that may have been weighing on your heart or mind. Just release and be still in this holy moment, in the silence where we can know our oneness with our Creator and all creation. So breathe those positive thoughts in. Breathe in the love and the light in this room. And we're just going to meditate. This week, focus on the love in your heart, and let's share that with the world. Say amen, and so it is.
These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? Love, are you ready? Joy, are you ready? Peace, are you ready? Are you ready to receive? These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive? All the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. gifts of the goddess I am ready to receive. Love, I am ready. Joy, I am ready. Peace, I am ready. I am ready to receive. Compassion, I'm ready. Forgiveness, I am ready. Laughter, I am ready. I am ready to receive. Passion, I'm ready. Success, I'm ready. Abundance, I am ready. I'm ready to receive. These are the gifts of the goddess. Love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess. I am ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess. Love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess. I am ready to receive. I'm ready. I'm ready. I am ready. I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive.
Well, I feel like it's already all been said. Ken, that song was spectacular. Thank you. Thank you. Well, my name is Reverend Rose Salcetti, and I'm so honored to be speaking here today at Unity of the Rockies, the light on the mesa. Well, let's kick off today with an extraordinary story that I heard about just this past week that occurred. Imagine a world in which Ruth Gottsman, at the age of 93, inherited a vast portfolio of over $1 billion of stock from her husband. And instead of keeping it for herself, she decides to make an endowment of the whole thing to a medical school in Brooklyn, New York. Some of you have heard this story. It was stunning, right? This is one of the poorest communities that needs more medical training, more medical doctors, and she decides to lift the burden of debt of $250,000 to $300,000 for generations to come by making this endowment. Can you imagine how the students felt? I saw a picture of them on the news. They stood up, they jumped, they cheered, they shouted, they cried. Their hearts were overflowing, right? So I was trying to imagine, if I was one of those students, what would your life be like after that? As you're going through school, wouldn't your heart be brighter and lighter? You're just studying with joy. You don't have that overwhelming cloud of $250,000 of debt, feeling like you have to pay that off. You go about your life with joy. Your studies with radiance. It's just amazing. Can't you also imagine that those folks are thinking about how are they going to pay it forward? It would be natural, right, to think about that. Well, her remarkable act of philanthropy demonstrates that boundless potential within each and every one of us that we have. That true life not only embodies material wealth, but the impact we make on other people's lives. Well, to lighten it up a little bit, I just want you to know I heard about a cat who died and went to heaven last week. And God greeted this cat and said, "Oh, it's so great to see you here. You've been a good cat. What can I do for you to make your life more comfortable while you're in heaven?" And the cat said, "I have slept all my life on barnwood floors, grew up very poor. I just want a big fluffy pillow." And God said, "Say no more. It's yours. Here you go." So about a week later, 6 mice met with a tragic accident. God met them at the pearly gates and said, "Oh, you guys have been good. What can I do for you? What works for you? What would make your life more comfortable?" And these 6 mice said, "We have been chased all of our lives by cats, dogs, women with brooms. We want some custom designed roller skates so that we can just go." Sure enough, God said, "It's my pleasure. Here you go." Well, a week later, God went to see the cat again. Said, "How are you doing? You enjoying yourself here?" And the cat said, "Yes, absolutely. It's been fantastic. Very comfortable to sleep. And thank you so much for those Meals on Wheels." Well, speaking of Meals on Wheels, I wanted to share with you some of the work of our care ministry team volunteers. Over the past few months, they have been so committed and excited to prepare meals for those who needed it. I think some of you know that our own sister in the church community, Sylvia, fell and broke her arm. Then she had surgery for her arm. Well, the care team gathered together, provided meals, rides to the doctor, ride to surgery, made sure she was taken care of when she got home. And the care team had a meeting, and I invited her daughter, Sarah, to be with us so she could meet the care team and know that her mom was in good hands because Sarah lived in New Jersey. She was thrilled. Then Sarah flew out here to take care of her mom after surgery. She met all of us just a few weeks ago. She came to church. And then we had a send-off luncheon for her when she went away. I think she feels like she's part of the church family now. It was so rewarding to see. And, when Reverend Christina spoke just a few weeks ago, she mentioned that famous quote from Mother Teresa. "Today we have no peace. If we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. That man, that woman, that child is my brother or is my sister." And I think that Sarah felt reassured that we all belong to Sylvia and we all take care of each other. Love was a felt presence as the care team stepped up to provide rides and to take care of her. And we'll continue to do this. If you have a need, if you know that you're going to go through surgery, you need some help, please let me know. If you need some meals because there's been an accident in your family, please let us know. About 4 years ago, my stepdaughter and her husband and 2 kids that were age 1 and 2 drove off after Christmas and went back to drive home to Maryland. We got a call a couple hours later that they'd been in an accident. Julie said, "Dad, I broke my leg." And Joey, they're calling for Flight for Life for him. Can you come out here right away? And Natalia has hurt her neck. She was the 1-year-old. So we drove out to Lyman. And I will never forget the kindness of Flight for Life. They said, "You can't see Joey, but we're taking him. He's stable. He's going to be okay." It's like, oh. We weren't able to ride in the ambulance with Julie and the babies to the doctor, to Memorial Hospital, but we were close behind. We knew in prayer that they would be okay. So as they then spent a week in the hospital, Julie and Joey both had surgery on their legs. Joey also broke his hand, broke 7 bones throughout his body. Our friends came forward and provided meals. So all we had to do was bring them the meals in our home, provide comfort and love. I have never forgotten the value of that care and that love during the times when my heart was filled with unbearable compassion for them in their recovery. That's one reason I'm committed to providing a care ministry, a care team. I've often worked in that field, as you heard River say. Thank you for that nice introduction. But, you know, when we are filled with times of challenge, it's necessary for us to keep the faith, right? We have to look beyond appearances. We have to know that we can heal and recover and move beyond. We have to go one step higher into our faith and trust that something good is still going to come out of this. Well, today the talk title is Radiate Abundance. We have an abundance of care and love in this community. You've heard about an abundance of prosperity that this woman shared with the medical students. What happens when we get to experience that abundance of compassion? Our heart feels like it's going to burst wide open, doesn't it? When it can burst wide open, then we can radiate more spectacularly as the spiritual presence of life that we are. We are reminded by Eric Butterworth that we know that there's a great amount of faith in our life. What we are reminded about is that we have to get back to it when we don't feel it, when we start thinking negatively and think, how can we overcome this obstacle? Sometimes we just have faith in the wrong thing. For example, when Christ was speaking to the 5,000 on the mountainside, he knew that he had to provide food. He provided fish and bread. He multiplied the fish and the bread. We've all heard the story of the multiplication of all that food to feed the hordes of people. But did you know that after that, there were baskets and baskets of that abundance of food left for people to take home? Did you know that during that same time, Peter had gone fishing that same day? He had not found a single fish in his boat. He was a professional fisherman. He wondered, what the heck is going on here? So Jesus came up to him later and he said, "Go out again, you will fish and you will find fish. You will be successful." Well, I would guess that Peter had some doubts, but he did go out there. He went fishing. His nets were so full, they were almost breaking. His boat started to sink a bit because he had so many fish. Peter called in one of his friends and said, "Come out here. Come out and help." They got more fish. There was more abundance. His nets were so full and overflowing that he almost started to sink. They came in, and they had that abundance. That's what we have to remember amidst the challenge that might have just transpired where we had nothing, where our nets were not full. We've all had those times in our lives. Perhaps we've been told, by the way, your job is being demolished. You are no longer needed here. Perhaps we've gotten a diagnosis that we didn't like to hear. Perhaps it was cancer. We wondered how we would get through this. Perhaps it was something else. Perhaps the kids in our family are going through challenges, or we still have to take care of them just when we thought we were done. We have to give more to them. It's times like that that we have to go back to the Word, that we have to maintain our faith. Eric Butterworth says we have to change our thinking to change our lives. We have to maintain that sense of gratitude. We have to cultivate that sense of expectancy and look beyond appearances. We have to remain buoyant in those times when the visible is not yet visible. Years ago, when my daughter was in high school, she was very bright. She really wanted to go to this great school, she decided, Grinnell College. It's much like Colorado College. And in my infinite wisdom, I had just switched careers to a sales job, and I thought, oh, this will be great. I'll do well. I did not do well. It was not going well. I became discouraged, and I started to worry about how am I going to provide for my daughter. I was a single mom, and I thought, what's going to happen here? But oddly, the Lord provides. What occurred was, as I filled out that financial form for my daughter, I had a much lower income that year. She got more aid than ever because of that low level of income. That worked out for us, very surprising manner. I went back to my old job. I flourished in that. I knew and stayed with that another 10 years, working with the American Cancer Society. All went well. Sometimes we just have to keep the faith, don't we? Well, in this month of March, we're talking about abundance. We're talking about honoring women who can do great things. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about the story of a woman named Iris Apfel. Anyone hear about her? She just died on March 1st. She was 102 years old. And she was a fashionista. Her husband owned a company, and they would make fabrics based on the 16th, 17th, 18th centuries. And they would travel to Europe, and they would come back, and they would sell these fabrics and market them. Well, she was a wild-looking fashionista. She would put together outfits that had the bold and the beautiful, the expensive and the not so expensive. The one picture I saw of her recently, she had these big black glasses on and feather boas and a plaid outfit, just strutting her stuff, feeling good. And she talked about how she never expected to be a geriatric fashionista. So at age 80, the Met asked her if they could use her outfits to have a display. Then at age 96, she created a line of eyeglasses. She kept on going. Now, she said two major things were an influence in her life. She said, you got to quit thinking about your age and those wrinkles that come up. Just don't worry about it. She was on the picture of a National Cosmetics magazine in her 90s. She said, you got to move beyond that. And she said, you have to listen to your gut. Do you have something that excites you and makes you want to keep on going? Listen to that and go for it. You have to get beyond the fear and the doubts, whatever that is, and just keep moving forward. Well, I had an experience of that this year. I decided it was time to go back to school, and I'm in my 70s, and I thought, well, it's time. River and I graduated the same year back in, 1985? We've known each other 42 years. So I went back to school, and I decided to sign up for a poetry class because I've written poetry, but I hadn't really studied it since high school. And I'll admit, I didn't realize it, but I'd gotten into the intermediate poetry class. I thought I was in the basic poetry class. I started feeling a bit overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, I don't know some of these principles and characteristics of how to analyze poetry, and then you have to turn in a new poem about every week. But I just stuck through it, was able to manage and get through it. Now I'm enjoying it. You know, the good thing about being over 60, once you go back to UCCS, it's called auditing the class. It's called listening in. So you don't actually have to do the homework if you don't want to. You don't have to take the tests, so the pressure's off, right? But I was managing to put that pressure on myself, right? The old expectation of learning and perfectionism, and you have to do it right. Well, so I'm still, fighting with that a little bit, but I'm writing the poetry and I'm getting it done. The other class I'm taking is painting. I know nothing about painting. I've never had it in my life. I think the professor came up and said, so tell me what kind of things you've painted. I said, nothing. I'm just learning about how to combine these colors and these ideas, and, I'm just here with the kids. And I think they get a kick out of seeing Grandma in the class. They find it pretty easy to talk to me and share their ideas of what they're doing. But there is still some of that old stuff in our psyche about we have to do it perfect. I have to make myself go up to my office, my craft room, and do some painting. And once I get into it, I love it. But did any of you ever find this in college where instead of doing your homework, you want to clean the house a bit? You want to just organize things a little bit? And before you know it, it's 10 p.m. and you haven't done your homework. Well, I'm getting beyond that, but it's still a process. But I could relate to what Iris Apfel said about you have to get beyond the fear and do it anyway. Just do it. So I'm exhorting you today, when you have a challenge that you need to get through, you got to refocus on your belief, your trust, that principle that Eric Butterworth talks about. There's an almighty presence in this world that is always here. It's here for good. And we can tune into that flow of abundance of all life. That is what is really true. So I am now going to take us through a guided meditation. I have to put my glasses on so I can see the clock correctly here. Okay. I just have a couple minutes. So one thing we have to do is refocus when we're out of focus. We focus on God and good and affirmation. So as you take a minute, take a deep breath and allow yourself to be centered and focused in that presence of Almighty Good and God that is right here, right now, operant in our lives, in, around, and through us. And as you relax and take this deep breath in, allow yourself to imagine that you are in the spheres of outer space, that you see the Milky Way. You are one with the stars. You allow yourself to feel that spaciousness of God, the galaxies, the good. You allow that light of life to radiate inwardly through you, magnificently lighting you up, as bright as all those stars around you. As you embrace this feeling of God and good, just know that you are as bright as the stars. You are as bright as the sun. This inner light of illumination is always part of you, with you, in and around you. Now imagine that this radiance of light goes outwardly from you, surrounds your family of loved ones, goes out into the outer sphere of your community, of generations before and after you. Generations to come. Allow yourself to feel that lightness of being. And listen now to this poem by Hafiz. One day the sun admitted, I am just a shadow. I wish I could show you the infinite incandescence that has cast my brilliant image. I wish I could show you when you are lonely or in darkness, the astonishing light of your own being. Your own being and radiance is magnificent. And from this place, affirm with me now, I expect lavish abundance every day, in every way, in my life and affairs. We'll say it one more time. I expect lavish abundance every day, in every way, in my life and affairs. Take a deep breath out and exhale. Allow yourself to be fully present and grounded. And please remember this week to take time to meditate, to align yourself with that spirit of presence that is all life, that is all God and good. To redirect your thoughts when you notice that you're getting off kilter. To cultivate that attitude of gratitude and to radiate that level of abundance that you are, that we all are. I give thanks for this, knowing we are all blessed this day. We are all one with the almighty presence of God and good. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. Yahoo.
So there's a little mantra under this song. You can sing it all the way through. All our needs are met. 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 Got it? Oh, sometimes I forget that all my needs are met. Now and then I fall asleep thinking I don't believe until I wake up in gratefulness, counting all the ways I'm blessed. Yeah, that all my needs are met. You can still sing it. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. Keep it going. All my needs are met. There were times when I recall when I couldn't see the light of day. Somehow, sweet spirit made a way out of no way. And that is why I testify, no matter how dark it gets, that all my needs are met. I could not have come this far without the everlasting arms, my shelter from the cold. I'm grateful that I know that all our needs are met. All our needs are met. All my 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 needs are met. I could have not come this far without the everlasting arm, my shelter from the cold. I'm so grateful that I know, 'cause there were times when I thought I couldn't make it through another day. Somehow, sweet spirit made a way out of no way. I saw the light, I testify, no matter how hard it gets, that all our needs are met. Don't you know that all our needs are met?
Woo! Thank you, Ken. Okay, thank you, Ken, and thank you, Reverend Rose. And may I say a big thanks to Rose and Jackie and Karen and Yolanda and Judith Lynn and Judith Ellen and Forrest and all the women yesterday who made these amazing boutonnieres for us to wear today. I hope I remembered everybody that was helping. So now it's time for our offering. So put your offering against your heart, whether physically, if it's there, or metaphorically. And hold that offering of love and abundance to your heart, filling it with your love, with your grace, with your vision, knowing that this tithing, this offering, will serve this community in so many ways, so that we truly can be the light on the mesa for all the world. Sue and Bo, if you could come back up. Sue and Bo. Here they come. Here they come. And face all these tithers, these lovely, lovely givers. And again, let's all bless this tithing. We bless through divine love through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you. And now we get to do the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence.
Wherever we
We are. God is, and all is well. So to get ready for the peace sign, I'm at the peace song. Why don't we try to get into a big circle? There you go, Beth. Rhett. And after the peace song, please join us in Fellowship Hall, as we call it Friendship Hall, for coffee, tea, and lunch. Our prayer chaplains, Rhett and Linda Anthony, are available to pray with you after the service in the sanctuary or in the prayer chaplain room. Whether you're in a place of celebration or challenge, please know that they are there for you. Okay. And after the peace song, go in power and go in peace.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let this begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternal.